your reliable realtor. Her name is synonymous to acquiring your dream home fast. Selling? It's still her. Gisele. Gisele Mirasol of Remax Realty. Send your inquiries to Gisele Mirasol at gmail.com. That's GIZELEMIRASOL@gmail.com.
Sa pagdiriwang ng ikalawang dekadang pamamayagpag sa bansa bilang pinakamabentang sasakyan, Action Honda, Canada's best-selling car. Aming pinakikilala ang bagong Civic SE with new lower down payment. 2018 Civics LX Sedan or step up to new 2018 Civics SE. And there's this all-new 2018 Accord LX and 2018 CR-V LX. The car you trusted, the car you know. Gives you the latest models, the features you love. Brand new year, brand new car. Zero down payment, zero security deposit. Well, need I say more? Keep those fingers working now. 416-281-1234. But it would be best if you come see Paeng Nieves at 4334 Kingston Road. Kabayan, let's make it happen. Action Honda, Honda for all.
I'll never let you go. You're real food for my soul. You're on my heart like a fat tattoo. Since day one you caught my eye, and I just can't deny. I always seem to find something new. I'm drowning, sinking deep beneath your sea of love, and beyond, beyond, beyond. Your love is shining, beaming through the night, like neon, neon, neon. Okay, I'm a little kidding today. Nothing's gonna get in my way. My heart's in a beautiful place. Sun rays shining like the smile on my face. Nothing you can do to erase it. My heart's in a beautiful place right now. I know you're not too far, but wherever you are, I want you next to me, that's all that I am wishing. My head is such a mess, but you relieve my stress. 'Cause you're the piece to the puzzle that was missing. Happy, giddy, feeling silly. Boy, my heart has shot up to cloud nine. So leave me right here, I'm never coming down. I promise that I'll be fine. Okay, I'm a little kidding today. Nothing's gonna get in my way. My heart's in a beautiful place. Sun rays shining like the smile on my face. Nothing you can do to erase it. My heart's in a beautiful place right now. You're always there when the time's right. Wish I could be with you every night. You shine bright like you my nightlight. We eat haters like parasites.
Pagising sa umaga, ikaw na ang kasama ko. Sa tanghali hanggang hapon, nakikinig sa station mo. Balita, showbiz at drama, mga kwentong pampamilya. Tara na't pakinggan ang paborito mong musika. Kasama ang Pinoy Radio. Ikaw lang ang radyo ko. Araw-araw ay bahagi na ng buhay ko. Pinoy Radio. Kahit saan man sa mundo, maihahatid ang boses ng Pilipino. Pinoy Radio.
Kahit nasaang sulok ng daigdig, ay walang ibang bukang bibig. Mababago o lumang tunog, dito nyo lang maririnig. Tatlong bituin isang araw, pula puti, bughaw, dilaw, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. Pinoyradio.com ang sinisigaw.
Pinoy Radio. Ikaw lang ang radyo
We would like to express that the opinions, views, comments, and suggestions of the host in this program are purely their own and do not reflect those of Pinoy Radio.
2018 is the year where we at MCBN move much faster, live much higher, and make the team much stronger. We are here to continuously reinvent, redefine, with fresh and bold ideas every time. We are your MCBN. Everything else is as good as new. Ika'y nakikinig sa himpilan ng lahing kayumanggi. PinoyRadio.com.
Today's best of Pinoy music. All day, every day. PinoyRadio.com.
Thinking of selling your house or buying one in Canada? Our program will assist you in realizing your dream home in 60 minutes.
Property Talk.
Property Talk with Gisele Mirasol, with the help of satisfied clients, live personal testimonies, and how it changed their lives. That and more in Property Talk. Sundays at 12 noon Eastern Time on Pinoy Radio. PinoyRadio.com. Hosted by Gisele Mirasol, together with her remarkable guests who knows exactly how it's done. Property Talk. Your dream home awaits.
And welcome to another episode of Property Talks with Gisele Mirasol. We have a very special segment here for you today. But first off, before we talk to our guests, I just want to say hi to our technician, DJ Ryan Pepper. Good morning.
Good morning, TG.
Kumusta ka na?
Okay naman. Excited ako sa program mo ngayon.
Oh, talaga. Talaga excited ka.
Kasi
Okay.
talagang may demo pa eh.
Of course,
Tell
yes.
me something about it later.
For sure. So, you know what? Actually, guys, so to all of our listeners today, we have a special, like I mentioned, we have a special show because we are actually going to have a mix of radio and also TV broadcast today because, like what Ryan said, we have a demonstration going on, okay? So, first, let me introduce to you my lovely guest here. We have someone who's actually a guro, okay? You know what guro means? Alam mo what guro means, DJ Ryan?
Teacher.
There you go, yes. And siya ay pagpunong guro. Ano ibig sabihin nun?
Head teacher.
Correct, that's correct.
Hindi mo principal yun? It's not a principal.
Not a
right?
principal. But in this case, actually, that's not the case. But without further ado, let me first introduce my guest. Please welcome Punong Guro, JB Ramos. Hello, JB. How
Hello,
are you?
kumusta? Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. And actually, JB Ramos is the Punong Guro of Combat Science, Warrior of Arts. Tama ba yun?
Warrior Arts of Asia.
Warrior Arts of Asia, yan. And as you can see, I know if you are watching us live on Facebook, JB has the lovely, outfit here, and we'll talk more about that. And also, as well, on my right-hand side, we also have a special guest, actually JB's student, and we have here Sean. Hello, Sean. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Thank you for coming here.
My pleasure.
That's great. And actually, Sean, we're gonna test Sean. Apparently, his wife is Filipina. Is that
She
correct?
is.
She is. So if we're talking Filipino, you might pick up some words here or there.
No.
No.
But that's okay.
That's all right. That's okay. But hey, look, you know what? But at least you're here today, and we're gonna talk about the arts. And the reason why we have the TV and radio combination is because we actually have some demos that we're doing today, right? Especially from our professionals themselves. But why are they here today? Okay. The reason why they're here is because of the fact. I don't know if you guys have heard, in the city of Toronto and surrounding areas, there has been a lot of unfortunate events. There's been a lot of increase of violence. Recently, there's been a shooting at the Danforth, which was actually, it was on CNN, it was on, NBC, ABC. Everybody in the world actually found out about it. And there was about, how many victims? I believe there was like 13.
13 were shot, 2 were killed.
That's right, yeah. And
Plus
we
the
have
gunman himself was killed.
That's right. We have a 10-year-old, girl, and also an 18-year-old girl as well, who was actually ready to help out during the scene. And because of her willingness to help out, she was actually the last person who got shot. So, we actually do provide our condolences to the families and all the victims, and we do help, wish they have a good recovery, stable recovery as well. But in the meantime, let's talk about this. Why are we talking about this, and why are we talking about this on a real estate radio show, right? So, because I feel that wherever you are, there is going to be, you want to make sure that you're well, you're protected and you know what to do, whether you're at home or walking the street in your neighborhood, or just pretty much outside. And we're actually going to get some tips from actually our experts, and tell us a little bit more about that, right? Without further ado, let's quickly just talk about JB first, and of course, combat science. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about it.
About the history?
And maybe introduce yourself to our viewers and tell them, what do you do?
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Punong Guru JB Ramos. I'm one of the head instructors of Combat Science for Arts of Asia. Our school has been around since 2003. Was founded by GM Laura Holmes.
Okay.
Let's see, we've done a number of workshops and seminars with the greater communities throughout Toronto and internationally, focusing on self-defense, promoting the Filipino martial arts as a whole, Arnis, Cali, and Eskrima. So it's known as 3 different things depending on where you are in the Philippines.
I see, okay.
Yes.
And then Arnis here is mainly the sticks, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have the demo and show everybody, I guess. Would you be able to show us what the difference is, or maybe talk a little bit about it, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, perfect. And then where are you located right now?
We are located at 603 Gerrard Street East, inside of the Santos Premier Martial Arts.
Nice, okay.
So we're in the basement. So
Okay.
you
Perfect.
can't miss us. We're right in Broadview and Gerrard area.
And how long have you been teaching?
Oh my gosh. I've had over 20 years of martial arts experience, most specifically in the Filipino martial arts for the past 15 years.
Wow.
I've taken over the school about 4 or 5 years ago, so that's probably a long time.
And that's the reason why. And this is actually, I'm very proud that you're actually doing this, because you're trying to be in touch with your Filipino roots, right? And Arnis is actually, it's one of the techniques of self-defense, right? So I don't know a lot about self-defense, so this is why we have you here to educate us and the rest of our listeners around the world, right? Through PinoyRadio.com. Now, was there any reason why you got into martial arts in general? Is that what we call it, or stick fighting? Or what's the right term
For Filipino martial arts?
Yes, or for what you provide or offer.
Oh well. Basically, I got into FMA.
Okay.
That's Filipino martial arts. So,
Okay.
because back when I first came into it was 2003. Our head instructor, or the school's founder, did a workshop in the Taekwondo school that I was studying at, which was the Santos, ironically.
Oh,
so
wow.
Everything kind of comes full
It's
circle.
a full circle. And then now you're actually at the Santos.
Exactly, with combat science.
Wow.
So it's amazing how, things just kind of conspire to make things work, right? And it's great because, like you were asking how I got into FMA.
Yes.
So I've heard about it from, my grandparents, my dad. But back in the early 2000s, there was only a handful of select schools that offered Filipino martial arts.
I see.
Well, within the last five or 8 years, I've seen a boom of it within Toronto.
Okay.
But it's mainly quite popular in U.S., California, New York, that kind of thing. But how I got interested was because I always wanted to do something that was more cultural, that was something in touch with our roots that I've never known. Like we know Filipino dance.
That's right, yeah.
Tinikling, but
or people you normally go karate or taekwondo, right?
Exactly. So this was something that we had that
that represents our culture.
Exactly,
as
that
Filipinos.
touched something within me that I just had to do, right?
Oh, that's amazing. And didn't you also go to the Philippines to compete?
Oh, a number of times.
Yes, okay.
Since 2006, I've been competing internationally.
And I know as well, I know JV is actually very humble, but I know actually there's a lot of awards actually that JV has received. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Competitive wise?
Yes.
I guess a double world champion in sports eskrima, full contact stick fighting. I've also had a number of awards in both karate and taekwondo as well. So
wow,
yeah.
So there you have it, everybody. As you can see, we have somebody who's well trained as well and who has competed. But I want to talk to as well your student here, Sean. Hello again.
Hello again.
So how long have you been actually a student with combat science?
I've known JB for about 15 years.
Oh, wow.
So we trained together at DeSantos.
Oh, okay.
We were training partners, and as she started to focus more on FMA, I stayed with Taekwondo and was and pursued that. So I've trained and taught. I've been an instructor at DeSantos for 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And when she moved into the basement of our school, and we had done seminars together, and I've been always been informed about FMA for a number of different reasons on a number of different occasions. But when she moved into the basement of the school about 3 or 4 months ago, there was finally the opportunity to start training with her right from the ground.
That's great. So you also teach as well. Sorry, so I keep referring as a student. So I mean, you're also
I
an
don't
instructor.
teach in combat science, but I
see.
teach with DeSantos Martial Arts.
I see. Wow. Okay. So that's good. So now you're using, Taekwondo. You're using FMA, right? As well as all different techniques.
Yeah.
So I want to.
And if I could just
Yes.
sing JB's praises a little bit, since she doesn't do it herself.
I know she doesn't. That's why That's why I try to ask about it.
She's just come back from the World Championships in Portugal.
Portugal, yes.
Where she was the coach for the combat science team. Canadian team.
Representing Canada. That's
Representing
correct.
Canada,
Yes.
and she actually got an award from the hosts there. I think as one of the
Promoting
international coaches that was in there.
Congratulations! Wow, what an honor, and also thank you very much for representing Philippines and Canada at the same time, right? So it's such a big deal, and I saw the pictures. I mean, yourself and your students. Were you there as well?
No.
No?
Maybe in 2 years.
Maybe in 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's great. Like, I mean, does this happen every year or every 2 years?
Every 2 years.
Okay.
So internationally.
And oh wow. So when is it in 2 years' time? Where is it? Sorry.
There's actually two major organizations that promote the sports aspect of Eskrima. One is WCAF, which is the World Eskrima Arnis Cali Federation, as well as Global Stick and Blade Alliance, which is the one that we went to just recently. The one for GSBA, the Global Stake, is going to be in Florida.
Okay.
And the one for WCAF will be in Cebu.
Oh,
So
wow.
There's two options.
So there you go. Or you can go to both, right? Why not, right? So what is your take on this with what's happening in Toronto right now? I mean, with all of the violence, do you feel that the city is safe?
I think there's two parallel things going on. One is that rationally, it's a very safe city.
Yes.
I lived in Washington D.C.
Oh,
I've lived in Montreal. Montreal is a fairly safe city.
Yes.
Washington D.C. not so much. So, I have a different perspective on what's happening in Toronto. There's a very personal connection, though, to what's happening. I live about 3 or 4 kilometers away from where the shooting happened on the Danforth.
Were you in the area when
I
that
was
happened?
not. Friends of mine were, and the young woman, Reese, who lost her life, is a friend of mine. So, there's a lot of heartache in the community right now over the loss of, a really young, vibrant person who had a really bright future ahead of her.
Exactly, and she was studying nursing too. I heard.
She was She had just graduated from Malvern High School in the Beaches in Toronto, and had been admitted to McMaster for a nursing degree.
Wow, and from the story that I heard was she was actually, they heard the gunshots. They were at a restaurant, I believe, right? So correct me if I'm wrong. And so basically, when they heard it, I think her boyfriend too as well. I'm not sure if he's a paramedic or EMT, and he got up and she got up as well. So while he's trying to help, and apparently she opened the door, and she was the shooter happened to be there at the same time, and she was the last person who got shot. So her willingness to help, it ended up her life. So we definitely we are saddened about this horrific event that happened. Actually, there yesterday, like you, a friend of mine actually shared a story about one of the survivors.
Oh wow.
Her name is Danielle. Actually, she happens to be Filipino. And she right now, there's definitely a life-changing event where at this point she is alive, but apparently I think she will not be able. She got the bullet shattered her T11 vertebrae, and unlikely she will not be able to walk again. So so now there's a GoFundMe page that is set up by her family on her behalf because of future treatments that she needs to do as well, and she's actually very well loved by her family. and she just happened to be at Danford at that time. So these are the people that we have not heard from, and we don't know the names of all of these people, and a lot of heroic people who happen to be there as well assisting. So first, we want to thank our first responders, right, who were there at the scene, and the police, definitely making sure that our city is safe and doing all their best that they can. But that's why we have the show here, right, today, because we want to educate people. I mean, we can't always prevent violence, right? With a gunshot, somebody, you can be, you can just be walking down the street and someone behind you shoots a gun, right? But maybe if you get attacked, or if someone has a gun and it's right at your face, or whatever the case may be, maybe there are some ways that we can be more alert, right, and not panic, and prevent that. So would you guys maybe talk about that a little bit, like, and I know we're gonna do a little bit of a demo, right? So why do you think what is your advice? I know you're here, and I think I'm going to encourage everybody to maybe have some sort of self-defense, even for myself, because I'm always out meeting clients, strangers, really meeting strangers, and how what is your advice when it comes to where do we start? Okay, well, let's talk about that. So I tell people all the time, if you're crossing on the street, let's talk about being alert, right? Nowadays, what do we normally do? We're on our cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? We're on our cell phone, or someone has their headset on or earphones on, and they're not even aware of what's happening.
Yeah, they're not paying attention.
Not paying attention around them, right? I mean, they could be hit by a car, they don't even know,
Exactly.
because they're on their phone. So I think that's the number one thing.
Is awareness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Any tips that you guys can provide when it comes to safety? I have a couple as well, because we have the Toronto Police last year as part of our guests here. They're also, we have Don Laurel and Matt Romero, who's part of Pinoy Radio, and they provide as well some safety tips. But from your experience, or from your students, or from your school, what type of safety tips that you guys can provide? Just talking about it before the demo.
Oh, okay. Big thing is, like you said, was awareness, right? So when I'm teaching self-defense programs, I normally have this acronym: awareness, boundaries, and self-defense. So ABS.
Okay.
Everyone has ABS, right?
Yes.
So
ABS.
ABS. So ABS. So awareness is first, as you were saying. Like, everyone's basically preoccupied half the time, daily lives, cell phone, earphones, newspaper, and even the newspapers are really rare now.
Yes.
It's more of the cell phone, right? Next is boundaries. So if you're going to restaurants or even on the subway, always be alert. Try not to have your back towards where it's exposed. I know that a lot of people go to restaurants, and there's this one thing that people don't pay attention to, is you have to know where your exits are.
Oh, that's a good idea, right?
Right.
Knowing, like, I never think about that. I just look and see where the bar is. No, I'm just kidding. No, but so it's
The
true.
B doesn't stand for bar.
No, B
No.
doesn't. That's
So-
an A, B, B bar. No,
Exactly.
okay.
So, like, yeah. Well, you have to be aware of where where you could put boundaries if someone's coming up against you. Is there something that you could, like a garbage bin, if you're walking across the street?
Ah.
Can you put it in front of you? Create some time, like a barrier between you and whoever would be up approaching.
I see.
right?
So whatever you can grab.
Exactly. Your purse, your bag, knapsack, that can also be put as a physical boundary, but also you being able to use your voice, and that's a big thing that a lot of people
Right,
don't.
because people don't usually scream, or they're just kind of in shock, at the moment.
Well, it's one of the first reactions that you have to overcome, right? The instinct when
shock,
you're
right.
first confronted with something is you take a deep breath
Yep.
and you
then-
hold it.
Yes.
And what we try and do in the in
Martial
our
arts,
training
yeah.
is get over that initial
I see.
like suck in your breath, and so we practice a lot of like
Breathing.
Breathing
and-
exercises,
yeah.
and like I guess screaming, or okay, yeah, so use your voice. That's number one. Anything around, like like for example, women in their purses that they can use.
The purse
Yes, inside their purse.
and the purse.
And the purse
itself.
itself.
The purse itself.
Oh, that's true. My purse is like a luggage, so yes.
Exactly. You can use that as a shield. You can use that as a tactile thing that you can throw against the opponent if they're coming after you. Throw it into their face, and the initial thing is for them to block whatever object's coming to your face, right?
So throw it and then run.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's another very simple tip.
Don't worry about your bag and your IDs and everything
It's your
else.
life.
It
It's
is your
your
life
life.
that's more important, right? Than your purse or your cell phone or your wallet. right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Anything else inside? Like, can you use a pen or can you use, I don't know, like a brush or I don't know. I mean,
Those are perfect weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So are they? Okay, yeah.
Do you I could show you something.
Oh my gosh.
Over there, if you have a pen or a hairbrush, I'll definitely show you how you could use.
Oh
those.
yes, because that's what we have. Those are the common items that we have on our
Exactly.
purse, right? Any. I mean, I know we're not allowed to bring pepper spray in Canada,
No.
right?
Yep. I have actually brought a walking cane, especially
A
those
walking
who are
cane.
those who are have difficulty and they need a mobility device. For example, if you have a walking cane or an umbrella, if you guys have an umbrella with a cane,
An umbrella.
I can show you that as well. So, rolled up newspaper as well.
Yep.
Wow.
Pair of gloves.
Yep.
Pair of gloves.
Even
How
a
does-
chanelas.
Even a chanelas, the slippers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What-
Roll a pair of gloves into
a gloves. Okay.
Yep. We're Canadian. We carry a lot of mittens and gloves
exactly.
around.
Like the winter gloves.
Roll
Yeah.
'em,
Yep.
Smack it in someone's face.
Scarf. A scarf.
Especially
How would
if
you
it's
use a
wet.
scarf?
If it's wet.
Do you have a scarf here?
Do we have a scarf here? We can get a scarf. I think
Yeah.
I think I don't know if I still have a. Well, it's winter time. Well, it's summertime, so I'm not sure if we have.
Just come back in the winter and I'll show you.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So maybe a little bit of how would you use that? Just kind of. I know you need to show us. How would you use a scarf? I'm just wondering.
You can actually use that as a striking, a whipping motion.
Ah,
into the
okay. It's like
face.
you're hitting somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's
And
like when you
also-
were playing games with somebody and hit them with
That's
your
a-
clothes.
That would be more of a distraction. Also, you can use that to control and take down someone.
It's an entangling
Yep.
and grappling
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
weapon as well.
There's actually a style in our niche that they use a belt or a rope.
Your belt.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a good idea.
Yep.
Because you never think about these things that you have it.
Yep.
Right. You know, like I mean, the only thing I can think of if
Your
you get
jacket.
attacked.
You can even use your jacket.
Okay. All right. So everyday household not household, everyday items that you have with you in your purse or what you're wearing
Exactly.
is so anything that you can do. So pretty much, if I have a hat,
Yes.
does that mean
Yep.
I just throw the hat at that
Exactly.
person
Throw it in
and
their
run?
eyes.
Throw it in their
face.
eyes.
Yep.
Smack. Have you ever caught something just accidentally? Something
Yes.
hit you in
And
the
you blink.
face,
Yes.
and what do? You blink and
or
you
they-
back away.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Even the person who's got ill intent towards you, you hit them lightly in the face.
Yeah.
Okay. What if
It
they have a gun?
distracts
Oh, that's
Well,
a
that's a
totally
different
The
thing.
different story.
Yeah.
But this
That's
is
a very
only if
different
someone's trying to
Yeah.
trying to go straight at you and trying to attack you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what does ABS stand for again?
Awareness.
Awareness?
Boundaries.
Boundaries.
And the last thing would be self-defense.
Self-defense. Okay. Wow, that's great. So everybody remember that ABS. So first, we would like to just say hello to some of our listeners. We have Jason listening. Hello, Jason.
Hello,
we have
Jason.
Ryan
Hello,
and
Jason.
and of
Hi,
course Shay. Hi, Shay.
Shay.
Yeah. Thank you for listening as well. Wow. So these are amazing tips. Now, in a short while, we're going to switch over to our demonstration on live TV, and I'll guess you can show us some tips. But in the meantime, any final words on radio that you wanted to say? Aside from the demonstration, any other tips that you would like to provide?
Well, one thing especially, and it goes to the things we've been talking about, is to trust your instincts.
Okay.
We've been hardwired over thousands of years to be aware of danger. And we
Okay.
damp it down a lot in modern society,
Yeah.
but we still have, you walk into a place and something doesn't feel right.
Yep.
Pay attention to that.
Yep.
I see.
Someone is near you
Yep.
and they're giving you the creeps. They feel like something's not right. Pay attention to that.
I see.
Right?
Okay.
And
Just-
then you marry that with an awareness of when I walk into a space, how am I going to get out?
Okay. Wow. Okay. No, that's always good.
I'd have to add to what Sean said. I did a few workshops with Filipino caregivers.
Oh, that's great.
And a lot of them, they also had to be reminded of where we came from, the Philippines.
Yes.
In the Philippines, the culture there is a lot different from Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
You always have your guard up. People are hanging off jeepneys, with no fear. And
That's true.
when you
That's
come
true.
here, all of that instinctualness that we have is kind of like washed away.
There's a fear aspect, I think.
yeah, kind of. And
know.
like when you're also in the jeepney, what do people do with their bags? They protect them.
Yes.
And you're always keeping an eye out who's going to knock out it, who's going to try to steal it, who's going to try to stab it. But
That's
when
so
you're,
true.
When you're here, your guards are completely down when you come to Canada. But when
Okay.
you go in the Philippines, I noticed that
They're more aware of their
they're a
surroundings,
lot more
right?
aware. But when you kind of like go back to Canada, it's two totally different mind aspects.
That's because that's the
Wow.
only way to survive driving in Manila, though.
Yeah, and especially in the cab drivers, right?
That's
But,
right. But you are correct. You know, when
Yeah.
when I go to the Philippines and visit, I am aware of my surroundings. I am watching my. I mean, this not just in the Philippines. Like even when I travel anywhere in
Yeah.
Europe or whatever it is, they always say, "Watch your purse, watch everything else, be aware."
Yeah.
You know, you're right. And then I think maybe in Canada, I don't know, is that because maybe we feel more safe that we don't think that you know something can happen, or you know maybe it's a cultural thing.
One to build on that, though, I think that what we want to do, and partly what we do through our training, is to remove the fear aspect but keep the awareness.
Okay,
Because we don't want to live a life filled with fear.
That's true.
Exactly.
But we do want to live a life where we're aware of what's going on, we're present in the moment, we understand, okay, I'm looking around, but I'm not doing it from because I'm scared of
Yes.
everything. And if
Okay.
you understand that, then all of a sudden it becomes a much more empowering thing.
That's
and
true.
so now
Yeah.
you're confident, and that confidence that you exude also keeps people away. It's one of the shields that you have.
That's true. And at the same time, joining some form of martial arts, or whether it's stick fighting, Arnis, taekwondo, karate, or whatever it is,
Yes.
MMA, right? I think the confidence level. I think we can elaborate on that. That actually help with someone's confidence.
Oh, big time.
Big time, right? And also discipline, right? I mean, what are the results? I mean, if you want something, you want to work out, this is another way of working out. I think I'm looking at it as more of a fun way to work
exactly.
out. Like, what other benefits does this provide aside from being aware and trying to protect yourself and be more safe?
I guess for me, a lot of people are into, going to the gym, Good Life, or whatever, and paying a monthly membership. But a lot of that is either in a group class or individual machines, Whereas you come to a martial arts school, you build the community.
Okay.
And that's a big thing that I noticed. That gyms, even though they have their gym classes, but it's different when you're working more of an intimate one-on-one
Yes.
thing. You learn more about control. You learn about the whole history of the specific martial arts that you're doing. Techniques are very different from lifting a barbell.
Okay.
It's very impersonal. I find for Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, very much so.
Right.
Like I train a lot of different things.
Okay.
I do, I have cardiovascular training and weight training and all that. That's very individual.
Exactly.
It's like it's me and that's it.
Yep.
I see.
I come to
Classes.
so that I get that
That
person-to-person
interaction.
interaction.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It also helps you work and understand people's boundaries, because
Okay.
everyone has a different
Yeah.
set of boundaries.
Yeah.
What you're comfortable doing isn't necessarily what someone else is comfortable doing.
Yeah.
And when you start developing an awareness of that, it makes you a better person.
Exactly.
good.
Because you work with people from all walks of life.
Yes.
Right.
And different experience, different age group. I mean, you can be any age group and actually join, right? And this is
Exactly.
for everybody,
Yeah.
right? So that's another benefit for that. And Sean, I'm just actually kind of curious, because you've done taekwondo and different forms of martial arts. What made you become more interested with FMA?
I've always been fascinated by it. When I was a student at McGill in early 1990s,
We won't say the age.
my first martial arts teacher, he taught a blend of different martial arts.
Okay.
And so he taught Taekwondo, he taught Wing Chun Kung Fu, and he taught Cali. Because one of his teachers in Cali was Daniel Inosanto. And so he was introducing this to me back when I was like 20.
Wow.
And I always wanted to come back to it. And I'd never
see.
really found a way back to it. But what was interesting when I started training at DeSantos,
Okay.
my master there, Veronica DeSantos, the founder of DeSantos, is a very good friend of GM Laura Holmes.
Yeah, which
and
is-
of
Oh, wow.
So
Yep.
there was always I started training DeSantos, and there was already a kind of an introduction to the
FMA,
art,
yeah.
FMA.
It's actually interesting to hear as well that there's a lot of female instructors. Or
I
masters,
would not say
much.
there's not
No,
a lot.
there
I mean,
isn't.
from not a lot, but then from what you're talking about,
Very rare, very
very
rare.
rare.
Very
But
rare.
it's great to hear that there are some. You know what I mean? I mean that you don't really hear that a lot, right? Sometimes a lot of people, automatically when you think of a master instructor, it's always a male figure.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
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 So wow.
Yep.
So that's great.
So it's very rare that you find really, women that are at that level of training that are still teaching it to the degree that they are. Like you were saying, the majority of martial arts instructors are male, as well as in the FMA. And I'm
Okay.
sure that's probably the same thing in Taekwondo. Top
Very
head
much so.
instructions are it's a male dominant
Yeah.
martial art,
Yeah.
right? So women are still trying to get their foot in it, being acknowledged and recognized for
Yeah.
the amount of work that they're doing. And there's still a long way to go, let alone in the LGBTQ communities where instructors like that are either still in the closet or
Yes.
not recognized because of who they are. So
Wow.
it's really great that we have instructors that are very open-minded to people from all walks of life.
That's perfect, and that's what we want, right? I mean, we live in a country, that embraces diversity, right? And so we're glad that we're able to actually have this form, and the fact that this is actually a Filipino martial arts, that's being introduced and it's being embraced by different cultures as well. Like we have Sean here, and I've noticed, like I mean, even a lot of other instructors, they're not Filipino,
No.
and they learned it.
They learned it in the Philippines. It's interesting that you say that because
There's more other cultures who I
who
find who
appreciate our
embrace
art.
it more
Yeah.
than our own.
And that's been one goal of mine when studying the FMA, is that it's such an amazing, well-rounded martial art. But a lot of Filipinos, I ask, why don't you guys try a class? Oh, I'd rather do Muay Thai. I'd
Yeah.
rather do Jiu-Jitsu. The more popular trendy
Yes.
martial arts that are there, but they don't realize the value and the knowledge that
And the history of it,
and the
right?
skill that FMA is a well-rounded martial art. It incorporates all of those,
Wow.
right? So a lot of people don't know that part because they don't really open their mind to seeing what our culture already has to offer.
Wow.
Martial arts often gets broken down into different systems, and
Okay.
depending on what it focuses on, you specialize in one area. So, jiu-jitsu is a very grappling-based art that you
Okay.
can either do standing or on the ground.
Yes.
Taekwondo is a striking art where you're
of
mostly using your
kicking.
legs
Yes.
and kicking. Karate is again, mostly a striking art, but kind
Hands
of a
and
balance
feet.
between hands and feet. Boxing,
Mm-hmm.
all hands. Muay Thai, 8
Kicking.
striking surfaces,
Elbows,
kicking.
elbows, knees.
FMA has all of it.
Oh wow! So
And
it
weapons.
focuses
And
everything
weapons.
in weapons.
Yeah.
I see. So whereas other types of martial arts only focus on certain areas,
Exactly.
FMA it's more well-rounded.
Yes.
To summarize
it is a well-rounded.
It's a very well-rounded system, and it also is always takes a very direct application based and it's not about just teaching technique. It's what are you going to do with the technique, and how are these techniques similar depending on whether you're striking, grappling, or everything
and
else.
different scenarios that people would ask.
Oh,
It's
that's
what's
perfect.
made it a very popular art for people, for stunt people
Movies.
and everything
Yes,
else in
movies.
movies.
Yeah, like Jason Bourne.
Oh, nice.
Jason Bourne, a lot of the other
Yeah.
superhero movies. There's an FMA trainer who's doing like a lot of the fight sequencing in a lot of those
Yeah.
movies. Anything where you see people fighting very close.
And a lot of
There's
knife
FMA.
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I didn't even know that,
Yeah.
and I think that's
Wow.
probably one thing that we need to advertise or market, right, and let people know that is the case. But wow, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will have our live broadcast with demos as well. And I'm gonna quickly change so that way that way we can learn a lot from this. It's funny because I've known JB for over 20 years, and she's been asking me to
25 years or something.
Yes, almost 25 years.
Yeah.
Like wow, we're not gonna elaborate how, but
Yeah, just that.
it's funny because how we started off. We were very much involved.
But
in
you
the
were just
community.
babies.
We were babies, of course. We were involved in the community, and believe it or not, how did we meet? We were actually in a community play together.
Oh,
So
nice.
still
Yes.
pretty active in the Filipino community.
Yes. And that's how it started. And actually, at that time when I joined, I was really young, but we had a play that was actually more related to HIV and AIDS as well, but our good friend Lani Montreal actually,
Hi, Ate
and
Lani.
of course it's called My Grandmother and I, and Meli Tagasa, which is Miss Tapia, God may bless her soul. May she rest in peace. And yes, so she was actually my grandmother in that then, and that's how we met. And then full circle.
Yeah.
Haven't seen her for a while, and then saw her.
Yeah.
What, 5-6 years ago?
Yeah, and,
And
we
then-
are still doing Filipino community work. You
yes,
know.
still giving back to the community, right? No
Exactly.
matter
That's how
what.
it should be,
in however shape and form. And it's the same thing here what we're doing now in Pinoy Radio. This is actually more of a public service and awareness, for everyone as well. So, okay, so when we're gonna take a quick break, but I want to quickly say hi to Mommy Chandra, who's watching all the way from the United States. Hello. We have Lynn as well, Calera watching. We have Edgar watching as well, and Naomi Balasingam. Thank you for watching our show. So stay tuned, everybody. In a couple of minutes, we'll be back. We'll be live on pretty much on TV, on MCBN TV here online, and PinoyRadio.com on Facebook Live. So we'll be back with Property Talks with Gisele Mirasol.
Property Talk. We'll be right back after some words from our friends.
Are you selling your home or buying one? Gee, you need help. Fast. Call 416-684-6442. Talk about mortgages, real estate, and everything along that line? Gee, you gotta have assistance. Call direct. 416-684-6442. Still bothered by a lot of questions? You need G. Call her now. 416-684-6442. And look for Gisele, your reliable realtor. Her name is synonymous to acquiring your dream home fast. Selling? It's still her. Gisele. Gisele Mirasol of Remax Realty. Send your inquiries to Gisele Mirasol at gmail.com. That's GIZELEMIRASOL@gmail.com.
For the first time ever on a Toronto stage, Cheeky Crown Media, in association with Stayman Estates and MCBN Media Group, proudly presents Diva to Diva. Diva to Diva. It's a clash of world-class Pinoy talents, the goddesses of music, back to back, with the queens of the night. Cool Ledesma, Shasha Padilla, Mitch Valdez, Nanette Inventor, an evening of laughter and song of ageless beauties and voices, and of fun moments and punchlines. It's a showdown of performances. Diva to Diva in Canada, September 22nd at the Toronto Pavilion. Your official media partner of Diva to Diva, PinoyRadio.com, Crosswave Radio, and MCBN.TV.
Welcome to comfort. Welcome to New Plaza Motel. Conveniently situated just outside the hustle and bustle of downtown Toronto, you can truly enjoy your stay with our capable staff at your service round the clock. Check-ins at 3 p.m. and checkouts at 11 a.m. For additional details and other concerns, visit our website at www.newplazamotel.ca. New Plaza Motel, 4584 Kingston Road, Toronto.
Sa pagdiriwang ng ikalawang dekadang pamamayagpag sa bansa bilang pinakamabentang sasakyan, Action Honda, Canada's best-selling car. Aming pinakikilala ang bagong Civic SE with new lower down payment. 2018 Civic LX sedan or step up to new 2018 Civic SE. And there's this all-new 2018 Accord LX and 2018 CRV LX. The car you trusted, the car you know. Gives you the latest models, the features you love. Brand new year, brand new car. Zero down payment, zero security deposit. Well, need I say more? Keep those fingers working now. 416-281-1234. But it would be best if you come see Paeng Yepes at 4334 Kingston Road. Kabayan, let's make it happen. Action Honda. Honda for all.
From The Voice, Philippines Blind Auditions. Now, a true kapamilya, Asap Birit Queens. A multi-awarded singer. Tag as Asia's Phoenix. And the next diva. This is the concert you've been waiting for. Up close, Morissette. Live in Toronto, August 4, 2018, Saturday, 7:30 p.m. at the Toronto Pavilion. Together with Jason D. With guest performances by Kiana, Emil, and Alisa. Email info@primetimeevents.com for more details. Up Close Morissette, live in Toronto, is being brought to you by MCBN, Media Concept Broadcasting Network, Pinoy Radio, Crosswave, MCBN TV, and Jeepney Pinoy Radio.
Mula
Bukang Liwayway hanggang Takip Siling, PinoyRadio.com. Inyong kapiling 24/7.
In entertaining the global Pinoy,
we go above and beyond.
On air everywhere. Listen in. Look at us. Now streaming live.
on the road and rising, reaching more Filipinos abroad.
Ito ang Radyo ng Pilipino.
Across the nation, around the world.
Pinoy Radio. This time, it is everything and more.
You are listening to PinoyRadio.com. I love Filipino music.
Baby, you got a problem. The feelings, you dissolve them. You're a simple complication. You keep on coming back for more. Why are you feeling so good? Why don't you realize life's not a bed of roses? Someone's gotta pay the price. When you don't wanna be all alone, when you're dancing with somebody, when you're getting high and lost without me, then you'll find no place to go. When she moves on with somebody, you're not gonna be able to find me. When you don't wanna be all alone, when you're dancing with somebody, when you're getting high and lost without me, then you'll find no place to go. When she moves on with somebody, you're not gonna be able to find me. Baby, there's a heaven, emotion, I control them. I know that it had to happen for me to fight this confusion. Why are you feeling so good? Why don't you realize life's not a bed of roses? Someone's gotta pay the price. When you don't wanna be all alone, when you're dancing with somebody, when you're getting high and lost without me, then you'll find no place to go. When she moves on with somebody, you're not gonna be able to find me. Oh, 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 you got a problem, baby. Oh, 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 you got a problem, baby. Oh, 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 you got a problem, baby. You're not gonna be able to find me. You won't find me. I'm glad I'm not in your shoes. I know that this is a fight that I'm not gonna lose. Got a problem, baby. Got a problem, baby. Got a problem, baby. Got a problem, baby. When you don't wanna be all alone, when you're dancing with somebody, when you're getting
Kung kailangan mo ng kasama ay nandito lang ako. Di ba huli para magbago ka? Huwag mong isipin na ika'y nag-iisa. Kung kailangan mo ng karamay ay sasamahan ka.
Di ba naman huli ang lahat? Pwede ka pang umangat. Di naman masama ang magyapa, pwede ka pang maglakad. Alam mong itong pagsubok na sa puso mo'y nakatusok. Huwag mong iisipin na ang tanging solusyon ay pagsuko. Bigla ang darating, nandi ka nakatingin. Marami kang karamay, di mo lang siguro napapansin. Pilit dinidiin, nakatago ka sa dilim. Huwag mong kalimutang meron Diyos sa liwanag na dadalhin. Ipapakita sa'yo kung sino ang dapat mo lapitang kapitan na kaibigan. Hindi ka iiwanan sa hirap ginawa, maaring asahan. Kasama na laban, dapat mo lang na malaman. Hindi ka nag-iisa, darating kami, isang tawag mo lamang. Dala ang pulutan, alak, pwede natin pag-usapan ang mga plano't balak sa ilalim ng bagay na tinilatan. Ano mang uri ng problema, ano mang klase ng dilema. May mga tao na naalala pa sa'yo, huwag kang mawawala ng pag-asa. Basta
ayos ka, magbago ka na. Huwag mong sayangin ang buhay mo. Marami pang mangyayari sa'yo. Kung kailangan mo ng kasama ay nandito lang ako. Di ba huli para magbago ka? Huwag mong isipin na ika'y nag-iisa. Kung kailangan mo ng karamay ay sasamahan ka. Huwag mong sayangin ang buhay mo. Marami pang mangyayari sa'yo. Kung kailangan mo.
Time for more informative discussions with our amazing speakers on Property Talk.
And welcome back to Property Talks with Gisele, Mirasol. And now we actually have on our stage, on our MCBN studio, we actually have JB and Sean, who's going to provide us two demonstrations. So first, let's show them. Let's show our viewers how a single-handed wrist looks like. So if someone grabs your wrist, and if you happen to be in a restaurant or somewhere else, this is how it looks. So DJ Ryan, are we on screen? Yeah. Okay, please go ahead, Sean and JB. And this is the wrist, and Sean is grabbing JB's wrist. Okay, she moves her arm away towards, put her arm towards her. Or hold, I see, hold your other hand and pull it away. So use both hands as your strength. Okay, so can you show that one more time? Okay, another one is hold your hand, pull it away. Okay, perfect. All right. So now, when we have a second demonstration, what if somebody, who's actually walking with a cane, right? And someone grabs you or attacks you, what do you do? So first, hit him in the crotch, right? Next, use the cane, right? And then use it behind his neck and pull it towards you. And then what was the last step? Is you need him. So can we show this one more time again? If an elderly person with a cane walking, okay, hit on the crotch. And then now he's bending down, and of course you use that cane to pull his head down. And then while his head is down, you use your knee to pretty much hit his face. Okay, wow, that's actually very powerful. Okay, and now we're going to have Sean, actually, I'm going to ask Sean to come in the studio and pretty much provide all of our narrative part, because I'll be joining JB on stage, right? And apparently I'll be holding my purse and see what we can do with that if somebody happens to attack you. Okay, Sean, you can have a seat here.
Excellent. Thanks, Gisele. Yeah, I have to shake that off. The cane technique is very, very effective. I can tell you, specifically just now, it was very, very effective.
I changed.
You changed, yes. So Gisele's all set. She's got her heavy purse. She's walking down the street. So this is part of developing awareness of your surroundings, and also what you can do with just common things that you're always going to have in your hand. So usually a bag or a purse is something you're going to have frequently when you're out. So you can see on the screen, JB's grabbed Gisele near the neck, and Gisele just swings that heavy purse right towards the groin of a person, and then up to the face. And you don't have to swing it that hard because that's a fairly heavy object. It's gonna make some contact and at least serve as a distraction. Yep. Yeah. And then run. Because the best self-defense is running away.
So I'm just kind of going back. So what if I'm just, if I don't have any items?
If you don't have any items, all right. So you can walk down the street and that wrist grab. So again, it's very simple. JB's grabbed your wrist, grab your fist and pull it away. There. You've gotten out of that. And again, now once you've gotten out of that, you start to run. So bring your hands together. Good. Now bring them up towards your face and run away. Well, do you want to get hit with the cane? Because it's really something.
Okay. What's behind me? What if I'm walking behind and somebody grabs me from behind?
So if someone grabs you from behind, put your hands up in the air. Good. Now, so you've already indicated that you're the person that's being victimized, right? Because people with their hands up aren't the ones attacking. You're the one being victimized, right? So now, turn quickly towards JB. Oh, look, you've broken her grip. And you can run away. Yeah. 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 Now you can add a layer to that if JB grabs you from behind. Good. Put your hands up in the air. Turn quickly. Now, your right arm, bend it down a little bit. Bend it down so you got your elbow right there. Bring the elbow across JB's face. Right? Simple things are very easy to do, right? Oh, well, why don't you come in here and JB will show you what to do if someone's choking you.
Yeah, sorry. We're trading places. I'm asking a lot of questions here. What if someone came up to you and started choking you? Okay, so right now Sean is choking JB. Oh, okay. So basically, let's try that one more time. So you're choking, and then you use both your hands. Use the pressure and put it together, and you put it down so the elbow will pretty much bend. And then, okay, so you twist his head so he falls off. Wow. That's fantastic. All right. Wow, that's amazing. So now, JB, would you be able to show us or Sean some of your skills now when it comes to our knees? A little bit of a demo? Sure. Okay. So will you be using any props or? Yes, some arnis. Do you have the arnis sticks? Okay, perfect. Now they're just going to prepare quickly and show us some demonstration. All right. What do we call the sticks? Just regular, or rattan sticks. They're made out of rattan sticks. Okay. So go ahead, please. Wow. Wow, excellent, excellent. That's amazing. Thank you very much. And woo! Now, if we can just have, I'm going to ask JB and Sean to just come back here and then quickly talk about it, okay? I'm just going to go back to my seat. Excellent. So that's great. Well, thank you very much for that demonstration.
That was
fun. Well, so that's actually, it's good to know that even if if you don't, some people don't have purses, right?
Yep.
If you just have a bag or somebody grabs you from behind, or even if you're at home. And the reason why I said ask about choking, because you can be at home and somebody start choking you.
Exactly.
Right?
Very much so.
And what do you do when it comes to that case, right? Because the first thing that you do is you just react. You're so in shock. I think that's the first thing. It's like you said, get over the shock.
And one of the unfortunate things that everyone needs to be aware of is like we train self-defense and we talk a lot about the different models of situations that you could get into.
Okay.
One of the things that actually tends to be the most shocking and most sometimes the most surprising is that 80% of the time the person that's attacking you is someone you know.
Exactly.
Wow.
This is not a.
It's not a stranger.
We talk about and we kind of frame it as what would happen if a stranger grabbed you. The most likely scenario of someone grabbing you is it's someone you know.
Yeah.
Wow. And then disclosing information, and I think people know, a lot, like you said, if someone that you know, so they know where you live. They know a lot
could be
about
a
you, your
friend.
pattern.
It's more than likely someone who lives with you.
Yeah.
So someone who lives with you,
Yeah.
is that the statistic?
Statistically,
Really?
yeah.
Friends.
Family, friends.
Yeah.
Wow. It's not even a stranger.
No, and so that's why when we train and when we're teaching these things, we talk about levels of response because
Okay.
you do have to know it's like whether this is something and someone where you have to take it to a really high level, or is it something where someone's being physically inappropriate,
Yes.
Then
and you
that's
have
where
to
put
stop
them-
it,
Yep.
but you can't like take them down.
Yeah. It's
hit them
different
with a stick
levels
and
of
everything else, right?
control.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
setting
see.
up boundaries is a big thing for
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh wow, because and this is a family member. Like I mean, just the thought of it that you can have family
That's a
member.
totally different aspect.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
It can be in the workplace too, right?
Yep.
So
That's
it's
true,
someone
yes.
who's
And a lot of bullying happening as well. And to all of our listeners and viewers, if you've noticed, I mean, we with the form of martial arts, they don't use guns. You know what I mean? It's all about we have the arnie sticks and just your hands and how to protect yourself. So we just wanted to give everybody a little bit of a glimpse on how you can protect yourself. I know, we can't always protect ourselves 100%, but if there are some preventative measures that we can do and that we can learn from this, I think that's the best thing. And first off, this is just if you are interested and if you want to learn more about FMA and want to join, maybe JB, let us know again where they can contact you and where they can sign up as well.
Oh, for sure. Please check out our website, www.combatscience.net, or our Facebook page, Combat Science Warrior Arts of Asia. We also have an upcoming self-defense workshop in October 20th, and for anyone it's open to everyone to learning just the basic foundations of self-defense techniques as well as everything that leads up to it. Also in September we'll be having a introductory FMA class as well for those wanting to know more about FMA.
Okay.
It's open to everyone, beginners, especially those.
Just an intro. Is there a charge for that, or
no? Not for the intro.
Not for the introduction. So it's free. So to get to know and this might be something for you. If you have any questions further than this,
classes are 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
That's right.
Okay, and what time?
7 till 9 p.m. So there's
just
two,
after work.
Yeah, beginner and advanced intermediate classes. So separating the two.
That's perfect. And I know JB's been trying to get me to go.
Yep.
And
Yes.
I've
even
always
Sean
been
now. He's staring right at you.
and Sean is looking at me. Yes, I will make it. First off, I want to thank both of you for being here and actually sharing your experience and and providing more information to all of our listeners and all of our guests here today. Definitely, you piqued my interest. With especially where we want to continue living and enjoying our city, and anything can happen anywhere. So, but we don't want to fear where we live, right?
That's right.
And so, to be able to be aware, right? ABS, everybody, don't forget that, right? That's the one thing that we've learned today. Also, at the same time, if you're not able to get a hold of JB, you can get a hold of me, and I'll make sure I'll get a hold of her. And just go to my website, soldbyg.com, soldbyg.com. Okay, that's again, or go to my Facebook page, Gisele Mirasol Remax Realtor. We'll get a hold of you guys. JB and I, we've been been talking about a potential project, with this whole self-defense thing. It's all talks at the moment, but hopefully we can get it together because we want everybody to have some form of knowledge when it comes to martial arts in general, or just to protect ourselves. Especially now as well, we have our Toronto Police who's also here as well with us with Pinoy Radio. So all great tips. So I'm so grateful and so happy that you guys are both here.
Thanks very much. It was great coming out.
Thank you for coming. listening. I mean, this is a first for my show to have it on both live, live on Facebook as well. Normally, I'm just on the radio, but we needed to show demonstrations so that way everybody's more aware. So if you missed this show, you can always go back to my page, Gisele Mirasol, Remax Realtor. You can watch and play it there, and even watch the demos. So if you're not sure, but I think the best thing to do is, you know what, if you want to, get to know more of your Filipino roots and learn something fun in martial arts, I think this might be something that you might want to consider.
Very much
Okay. All right. Once again, JB Ramos and Sean, thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much for coming here. Really appreciate it. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. And JB understands Tagalog, so don't worry. Siyempre. Punong Guro, Head Guro, JB, I'm very much impressed. And thank you for always giving back to the community. Thank you. I know it's been over 20 years and, here we are, right? Full circle. We're kind of still back and somewhat still working together in other forms, right?
Exactly.
All right. So once again, this is Gisele Mirasol, a special episode of Property Talks. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye. Thanks, Ryan. Thank you. You want a picture from there? Everybody, thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions about this show, just go to my website again, soldbyg.com, and I can even send you links from there, okay? 12 to 1. Once again, this is Gisele Mirasol of Property Talks. Have a good day, everyone. Bye!
And that concludes another edition of your weekly show, Property Talks, with Miss G, Gisele Mirasol. Until then, we hope you can join us again for another fruitful conversation, another educational discussion. Property Talks on PinoyRadio.com. Sa pagdiriwang ng ikalawang dekadang pamamayagpag sa bansa bilang pinakamabentang sasakyan, Action Honda, Canada's best